Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I will be playing a rapid or kind of a classical chess game, and I'll be giving you guys some live commentary. So hopefully you get a window into what I'm thinking during the game, and I hope that everybody finds this instructive. So my goal is to try to make this as instructive as possible. So let's get started. I'm gonna play a game in 15 with a 10-second increment. Let's see how it goes. So just waiting for an opponent here. We'll see who's online on chess.com. Yeah, I haven't been on chess.com for a while, so I don't really know how long this should take. It seems like it's taking a little bit of time here. I know rapid games are not the most popular online. Most people want to play shorter time controls like 5-0 or 3-0 or a bullet, 1 minute. I want to play a longer time control so I can, uh, focus more on talking and giving you guys some commentary and don't have to worry too much about flagging. All right, here we go. We got the black pieces. Let's go. All right, e4. So let's play a Sicilian defense. c5, fight for control over the d4 square. Let's play the hyper accelerated dragon, trying to again fianchetto our bishop, control d4. All right, let's see if he's gonna choose to play knight c3 or to play c4. So knight c3, kind of a little bit tamer, a little bit safer, I think, for black. Let's play bishop g7, and we're heading for some sort of classical dragon. All right, so moves here: knight takes c6, knight b3. Bishop e3 is the main line, so I'm expecting bishop e3. But he has the option of taking on c6, or maybe playing knight b3. Of course, I am threatening to take his knight on d4. It's a pretty transparent threat, though, so I'm expecting bishop e3. He's probably thinking about taking on c6. Not much else to really think about here. Yeah, bishop e3. And so the main line is knight f6, just developing, preparing to castle. Putting a little bit of pressure on the e4 pawn. Okay, f3 is a mistake. So I'm playing an accelerated dragon setup. So my d pawn, I have not played d6 yet. So I can play d5 in the near future in one move rather than two. So I'm kind of saving a tempo compared to a normal dragon, you know, with d6 on move two. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to castle, and then I'm going to try to play d5 soon. Alright, so queen d2, bishop c4 are the two main considerations here. Again, you could still think about taking on c6, but that's just going to strengthen my center. So I'm expecting either queen d2 or bishop c4. Alright, bishop c4 is the more ambitious move because it kind of tries to prevent me from playing d5. Here, actually, queen b6 is supposed to be quite good. So I'm going to go with queen b6, right? So now you notice that this knight is under attack now. I'm possibly threatening knight takes e4 under some circumstances, unleashing the bishop onto d4. Also, this bishop on e3 is undefended. So he can't play knight takes c6, for example, because I have queen takes e3. Also, in some cases, I might play queen b4, attacking the c4 bishop. Now, this is actually supposed to only be slightly better for black if white plays the best moves here. I haven't looked at this in a little bit of time, so I don't quite remember what that would be. But there's many lines here where blacks can get a very comfortable position. But again, with best play, probably still is close to equal. But if white doesn't know what to do here, white could get into trouble. Now, knight f5 would be interesting because it's attacking my bishop and my queen, plus it defends the bishop on e3. But the problem there is I can just play queen b4, and if he takes on g7, I can take on c4. And his knight's now trapped on g7. But again, he played bishop b3. All right, so this I think is actually the main move here. All right, now queen b4 doesn't make as much sense now because I'm not attacking anything. So let's see, what's the move here? Other than d6 and sort of not proving that I have anything special, right? So let's see. Knight takes e4 is always the main idea. So let's calculate knight takes e4. Alright, knight takes e4. If he or she takes back on e4, I can take on d4. So knight takes e4 pretty much forces knight takes c6. Okay. And then, but knight takes c6 he can't do because I can take on e3. So what's the move here? Knight takes e4, is it knight f5? It could be. Then I have doesn't look good enough. I could just play queen a5 quite simply there. But then he has knight takes g7. But then, again, after knight takes c3, I should be able to take back. I'm going to win this e4 pawn. Alright, am I missing anything? Any nasty traps? I don't think I am. I think maybe he was supposed to play queen d2. Now, what's knight d5 all about? What is knight d5 all about? Don't I have just queen a5 check? Queen a5 check. And if bishop d2, I can take, save my knight. I've won a pawn. So queen a5 check, he probably has to play c3. And then I think I can... I think I have to play queen a5 check, because my knight's under attack, my queen's under attack. Queen c5 renews this threat on d4, but now that this bishop is defended, he can move this knight just fine, so I think I have no choice here. I'm going to have to play queen a5 check. Alright, c3, that's what I expected. But now my knight's under attack, and he's sort of threatening knight takes c6, followed by knight takes e7. Interesting. I could take on d4 some way. I don't know what way to do that. Probably bishop takes. With the idea of f takes e4, bishop takes e3, knight takes e3, and this pawn on e4 is quite weak. But after bishop takes, he has bishop takes. And then knight takes. He's gonna get this pawn back, but the thing is, he's not castled yet. He's not castled yet. Is there a way for me to take advantage of that? What about knight takes d4? Knight takes d4, knight takes e7, king h7. Takes there. I think I have something here. I think I'm going to take on d4. So the problem is, if I play knight f6, he can take on c6, attacking my queen, and then after I retake, he'll take on e7. And then I haven't actually won material. So let's see. Bishop takes d4. Bishop takes d4. Okay. And then knight c5 maybe? That's a little bit risky to give up this bishop. Otherwise, though, he has this threat. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take on d4. At least I'm gonna try to say that I'm gonna be up a pawn out of this business. I'm just gonna try to say that you don't have an attack and I have an extra pawn. So moves here, either f takes e4 or bishop takes d4. And I think bishop takes d4 is far better. Yeah, so he's going to take there. Now what about e5? What about e5? The problem with e5 is then this knight is stuck on d5. Yeah, I don't want that. Knight f6, though, is interesting. Knight f6 is interesting, even though it looks like I'm giving the pawn back. Knight takes, e takes, bishop takes. There's no good check on the e file. It's just kind of temporary. What about knight c5? That was my idea, try to trade a little bit more. Let's play knight c5. I just don't believe that he has an attack here. Now I'm sort of threatening knight takes b3, which would force queen takes b3, and then knight takes d4. And since this pawn is pinned on c3, that would win a piece. Sort of threatening that. So let's see what he does about it. He probably should just castle. Maybe queen d2 to unpin the piece, but then after queen d2, I have knight takes b3, and the a pawn is pinned. So I think probably just castling. Or I could try something super aggressive like h4. I just don't think that works, though. I have knight takes b3, queen takes, and then knight takes d4. Could play bishop c4. Good. All right, so how am I doing on time here? I got a little less than 8 minutes left. I do have the 10-second increment, so I don't have to worry too much. But I spent a lot of time on bishop takes d4. That was like 3 minutes. That's a pretty long thing. All right, bishop c4. That's what he's going to do. Alright, I need to get developed. I need to finish development. d6 and then bishop e6. Now, what's going on here? Is he threatening b4? He might be threatening b4. In which case, I probably want to drop this knight back. It's a little ugly looking, but maybe I have to go knight e6. Yeah, I'm going to go knight e6 with a threat of knight takes d4. Again, because this pawn on c3 is pinned. And if b4, I'm just going to drop all the way back. I still have a problem of how to develop my c8 bishop and my rook on a8. Still definitely have a problem there. Okay, my queen's a little short of squares. Bishop f2, keeping the bishop, keeping it alive. That's a good idea. How to develop though? I could play b6 and then bishop a6. Trade off a piece that way. I have knight e5 as well, but that drops e7. Alright, now that my bishop is kind of blocked on e6, maybe it makes sense to go b6. Get the bishop out this way. Now, if b4, I still have queen a3. So I'm not getting trapped. Now I might be getting trapped. So he's really thinking about this idea. In fact, b6 was a mistake for that reason. b6 was definitely a mistake. Actually, I really screwed this up, didn't I? Wow, am I losing now? Am I losing? I think I might be losing now. Am I just lost? Yeah, wow. One move blunder. Do I have anything here? Yeah, that was really dumb. I should have just played queen d8. And then developed. Wow. Do I have anything here? Nope. I don't think so. Queen has no squares. I could play... Is there anything fancy like knight f4? And then b4. I'm just trapped. Wow, this was really bad. This is unbelievable. Wow. I'm an idiot. Jeez. You know what? I'm just gonna have to go for something crazy. Like knight c7 sets a little trap. If he takes, I have queen e5. Let's go with this. Yeah, I might just resign if he plays b4. Yeah, this is bad. I don't have any tricks. I'll take there, but he's just gonna take my queen. I actually have a piece, a couple pawns. That's not enough. In fact, I might be losing this knight on c3. Might be losing it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's do this. Now I have knight b4, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, let's take here. Oh, I didn't see you could take on c6. That's. I was hoping you would take on b5. Yeah, now this is under attack. So is this. Very limited options here. In fact, now a takes b5 should just. Yeah, this is resign time. Wow, that was really unfortunate. b6 was just one move blunder, just losing the game. So let's take a look at let's take a look at it. So let's take a look. I had a really nice position until I self-trapped my own queen. Yeah, I just wasn't really paying attention. Alright, so e4, c5. This should be, this is not good for white. I mean, you can see clearly, the computer says it's 0-0. Bishop e3, takes, up a pawn. It's just a little bit hard for me to develop, so he's got compensation. Yeah, I played everything right up until this moment. I played everything right, basically. And so now that this bishop is kicked back, I guess the computer wants to play knight g7 with the idea of going to knight f5. That would have been fine, of course. Or just queen d8 followed by d6. I mean, it's slower, and then you have that same plan, knight g7 to f5. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? Just didn't ask myself the question, after b6, does white have any threats? And white absolutely has threats. a4 was a nice touch. If he doesn't play a4 first, I was okay. But a4 takes away the possibility of going to a3. And so now b4 is just a lethal threat. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. At least a little bit more than I did. You're looking for opening traps when you're playing this line with black. You're looking to trick white. Get to play knight takes e4, and in this case, I ended up being the one falling for a pretty simple tactic, right? So you always got to be on the lookout for simple tactics. b6 should have set off some alarm bells for me because my queen now can no longer retreat, and so in fact, in this position right here, my queen has no safe moves. No safe moves. So I don't have time to play bishop a6, my plan, right? My queen is basically just getting trapped right away. All right, take care.